Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. Today I was going to upload a video where I was going to be playing the GTA 6 map before GTA 6 actually came out. And I decided I cannot do that, ladies and gentlemen, because Rockstar's lawyers would... Sometimes you gotta make sure you gotta watch for the sniper looking at you. Yeah, Rockstar's lawyers wouldn't have taken too kindly, and I probably would have been issued a community, or not a community guideline strike, a copyright strike on my channel. So to give you an idea, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darkspace, a YouTuber with 188,000 subscribers, incredibly, painfully underrated Grand Theft Auto 5 content creator, okay? This guy makes probably some of the best GTA content that I've ever seen. Somebody that has a significant amount of passion for this franchise, as I do, and plenty of other people in the Rockstar Games community do as well. So he uploaded a video literally like a day or two ago, where he absolutely was playing with Grand Theft Auto 6's map. He had actually recreated the GTA 6 map from the current mapping project into Grand Theft Auto Online, Grand Theft Auto 5's 5M multiplayer suite, or just modded into Grand Theft Auto 5 in general. Now, that sounds insane. That's because currently the Grand Theft Auto community is going through like serious psychosis. Because Rockstar hasn't provided any new information on this game, we have basically just been sitting around looking at moon charts, you know, fucking digging into like esoteric forms of like fortune reading to figure out what the fuck could be happening with GTA 6, or actually modding the game into reality before we even get trailer 2. Now, this is something that honestly blows me away. Like, Grand Theft Auto has such a fervent, amazing community of players that we're doing stuff like this. Unfortunately, Darkspace's video got taken down. That map project got taken down by Take-Two, and to me, it's kind of a shock. Now, Darkspace sent me this stuff a couple of weeks ago, actually. Unfortunately, I really did miss these messages because I'm terrible with responding on Discord. It's not a platform that I primarily sit on. Usually use it for Rainbow Six, but not the point of the story. Again, I just wanted to provide that context. He sent me a bunch of these files early, which would be the map mods that you could inject into Grand Theft Auto Legacy, I believe even enhanced, or implement into a 5M server so you and the boys can get together and play it together. So, yeah, this is entirely there, and because of Take-Two's copyrighted, copyright infringement notices, this is unavailable. I can't even distribute this if I wanted to. Just because, again, Rockstar considers this to be their intellectual property. Obviously, they want to DMCA it. It would be a risk. Now, this is not something that basically spawned out of nowhere. Since January 27, Darkspace was working on this map, and this is basically the product of one person producing this by himself at this moment in time, where again, they had produced this map. They had tried to match it as close as to Rockstar Games' GTA 6's mapping project was. So for anybody that really has no idea about this, this is, for example, the GTA 6 Vice City and Leonida State mapping project. So this is what the map is apparently theorized by as fans, all right? And map creation is something fans of the Grand Theft Auto franchise have basically been doing for quite a long time. GTA 5 had a similar mapping project, and I believe older versions had similar mapping projects too. The way that this works is people use, again, actual footage from the possible leaks of the game that had happened like years ago at this point, or they look through, again, the GTA Trailer 1, GTA 6 Trailer 1, and they use the shots inside them to sort of build a rough estimation of what the map of GTA could be. So for instance, when you look at things like Vice City, for instance, right? These green dots, for instance, these are all like Trailer 1, where you can see like shots of like Vice City's overhead, and people look at that shot and they go, hey, this is either a great looking game, or if you're somebody in the mapping project, you're looking at every single road, every single pathway, every single building, and you're putting things together. And utilizing all of that level of like reasoning and logic, people are basically able to map out South Beach, Vice Beach, the Venetian Islands, Pelican Harbor, the Stockyard, so on and so forth, all the way down to the Gator Keys. So yeah, it's that kind of a project. Now, again, for Darkspace, it was a matter of looking at this and utilizing his own passion and understanding of the map to put this together in a 3D file that anybody could download for free, unencrypted, and run this on their actual GTA platform. So yeah, Rockstar takes it down, and immediately I'm like sitting over there, and it reminds me of the Meat Canyon, like Warner Brothers, like cartoon that got copyright claimed. You guys remember the one I'm talking about, right? So it's funny that when this happens, it makes me kind of wonder from a legal perspective, is it canon? Now, obviously, in the case of Meat Canyon, I'm pretty sure even though this fell underneath parody law, I definitely can see why Warner Brothers wanted to shut down a Meat Canyon cartoon. But again, you know, it really is difficult to fight anything copyright related, especially when you're going up against a company like Warner Brothers or Take-Two. Even if you think you're in the right, even if you think you have fair use, remember, it's most of the time when looking at a lawsuit, it's like, hey, they've got far more money than me, they can drown me in fucking like court fees, so I might as well not even challenge it. And it makes me wonder if the mapping project that Darkspace had put together was in fact, was it real? Did we get the map right? I mean, probably not, and I'm pretty sure they shut this down because at some point Rockstar or Take-Two probably felt that we were encroaching on their IP at some point, which again, for people creating these maps, it's always mentioned that, listen, if you don't like it, we'll discontinue it and shut this down. And all you really have to do is ask to get shut down, and people will. But instead of going down that route where it would have been civil, they decided to give Darkspace an actual copyright strike, which again, does harm your channel, okay? It can harm your channel, it can harm your reputation on here, and it can put a serious like stab in your channel to the point where you have to worry about what you're uploading in the future. Now, Darkspace will have to sit down and think, is there GTA 6 content that I have already made that could potentially be hit by a copyright strike that I've made in the past? If you get 3 copyright strikes on YouTube, you will get your channel shut down. That's just how it works. And once your channel is banned off YouTube, you can't come back with another channel, otherwise that would be ban evasion. I'm sure there's other methods to come back to YouTube, but we're not going to extrapolate from here. This is a pretty, like, nuclear scenario that anybody takes against a fan base like this. And, like, when you really look at it from, like, an actual perspective, like, this is not something that honestly was taking money away from Take-Two. Like, I could understand if somebody was distributing a leaked version of GTA 6 for anybody to download and play around with. Like, obviously, that's going to really harm Rockstar. But looking at somebody who has literally done the work of multiple developers by putting together a map in 3D space and distributing it for people to download for free is insane. Like, when I look at things like the Liberty City project we looked at a long time ago, I could see why that got taken down because yes, you're redistributing Rockstar's assets for free. Yes, you are redistributing entire songs in the game for free as well too. I can see why stuff like that gets turned down. I genuinely can't see why a company like Rockstar or Take-Two would want to take down something like this, especially considering that mods like this probably do more of a benefit to like raise awareness for your game. Not that GTA 6 needed extra awareness, because it's going to be one of the biggest games of this year, but genuinely speaking, I don't think anybody was going to play this and think, yeah, I'm not really hyped for GTA 6 anymore now that I played some fan-made realization of a map. Yeah, I'm fucking out of it. Like, this is the kind of logic that blows my mind away. Like I said, when it comes to modding, when it comes to PC video game modding, it probably is one of the coolest things anybody can ever do to keep any video game alive. Like, if you're somebody in the modding space, if you're a video game developer, you should probably embrace any form of modding that comes your way, right? Like, there's a reason why Elder Scrolls games are still played to this day. It's not because people are still firing up those games to play the entire, like, vanilla version, especially on the PC. They're usually modding the shit out of it and installing entire new content. In some cases, changing the way the entire game is. When you look at games like Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, there are still mods to this day that you can bring up that revolutionize and change the way those games are played. There are entire video series on YouTube of people playing like zombie roleplay single-player scenarios on GTA 5 that I've watched that have nothing to do with the core single-player experience or GTA Online. It almost feels like I'm looking at somebody playing an entirely different game. And all of this is really possible, not through the efforts of Rockstar Games, but because people sit down and passionately create mods entirely for free, keeping a video game alive. I'm not the biggest modder in the world, but even games like Cyberpunk 2077, which have been one of my most played games of last year, I have seen so many mods come up for this game that are genuinely cool from a gameplay perspective, that have probably added hours upon hours of like game time for me just through mods. And it just doesn't have to stop there. Like, even on consoles, there are games that are embracing mods. Baldur's Gate 3, literally, from my understanding, has recently allowed mod support on consoles. So for people who are already biting into a fucking really long and amazing game anyways, now have the option to freely add more content and extend their hundreds of hours by more than hundreds of hours, maybe thousands of hours, through free user-generated mods. When I think of like mods in video games, it's crazy to think that Counter-Strike started off as an old mod for Half-Life, and now the current iteration, an entire game by Valve, has fostered 30 million players a month. I mean, this is an actual like mega popular game spawned off of, again, community efforts. And of course, there's also mods like Half-Life 2 RTX, which seek to improve the visuals of Half-Life 2, although debatable to some people, with newer technologies entirely done by fan communities. And of course, it doesn't even extend to just PC games too, like obviously console games like Project Plus, where people have modified Super Smash Bros. Brawl with tons of new features and movesets, entirely new user interfaces, again, all for free. And even when it comes to mods like Seamless Co-op Elden Ring, a mod that me and my wife used to play this game together cooperatively, has millions of downloads and even more millions of total users playing this with each other. Mods change the way we play video games, and they extend the life and quality of a video game entirely at the, expense of the actual gamer's times. Some games are so good that gamers will band together to create mods and keep a game alive just because they are passionate for a community, which is exactly what Dark Space was doing with Grand Theft Auto 6's map mod injected into GTA 5. With no information provided, because the fans are doing what effectively tons of developers band together to do, should be praised, should be applauded. And again, instead of that, it's met with actual legal notices. So again, to me, it's just wild that Rockstar constantly is so hostile towards its community. I would probably mod GTA 5 more if it wasn't for the threat that Rockstar constantly puts onto modding this game, whether it be that, hey, if I install a wrong mod and God forbid it taints the online portion, I could get my 10-year-long account completely banned. These are things that I genuinely worry about playing games like GTA 5, even modded. And older games like GTA, I used to mod pretty heavily. Like when I played San Andreas on the PC once, you never saw me not playing that game without total conversion mods or anything. I have entire videos on my channel of people modding the game completely. It makes me wonder if games that I've played on my channel, like Terminator GTA San Andreas, like it's almost as if Rockstar comes in and shuts that video down, or fucking James Cameron wakes up and sees somebody playing Terminator 2 remastered in San Andreas and thinks, yeah, I want to go turn that down. This open hostility towards modding and modding video games, especially by Rockstar, and they're not the only developers on the planet too. There's plenty of other developers that will shut down fan games and fan mods just because I guess they believe it's encroaching on their IP. It really never makes any sense to me. What's even stupider is the fact that Rockstar actually could target people that are maliciously using their IP or actually infringing and making bank off of GTA. This is paradise, and you bet your ass I'm going to check the April 2nd demo release trailer for this dog water. But for anybody that doesn't remember, this was obviously the GTA AI slop game that I talked about a couple months ago. And while they've actually got serious money through cryptocurrency dropped into this, when you look at their actual company statement that they actually made to respond to people calling out their bullshit, one of the interesting responses they had was down here: illegal use of the minimap from GTA 5. And again, if you look at the video I made, as well as other content creators as well who covered this, you can see that they absolutely jumped down and grabbed what appeared to be the roadmap, in my opinion, from GTA 5 and copied it over to their game. And their response is, no copyright on roadmaps. Urban planning and road structures cannot be copyrighted. Bro, GTA 5 made a fictional version of Los Santos, okay? That version is what we're talking about, not the roadmap of the city of Los Angeles. Rockstar could actually legitimately have a case, and they could seriously take these people to a court. Even going down, it's also wild when they said illegal use of the umbrellas from GTA 6. Now, from the trailer in GTA, this brand Soul Sisters was effectively copied right over into this Paradise game.
And the response from these dipshits is, we have the full legal right to use the Soul Sisters brand in our trailer. It's not registered and it does not belong to any company except Take-Two. What the fuck, dude? Like, it's their fictional brand. Why? You know, Dark Space will sit there and make a GTA 6 map from the community's, like, combined schizophrenia. And Rockstar will target him instead of going after people that are so brazenly straight up nuking their actual fucking brand. Make it make sense, dude. It doesn't. It's just so wild. These people don't understand copyright law whatsoever. It's insanity. This element was used solely for marketing purposes and is not part of the actual gameplay. So you're producing trailers for your game that are not reflective of the final product. That's a different entire case to look at. This is the example of like just digging your own fucking grave. It is wild. But let's get back to GTA.
And in all honesty, this level of hostility only serves to, again, piss off the community that's so fervently behind you. This mod wasn't taking away a dime, from my understanding, from Rockstar Games or Take-Two. And it wasn't going to be the one thing that was going to completely destroy the perception of Rockstar's GTA 6 to the point that even one sale would have been missed from it. And the fact that they had to go and like copyright strike an actual creator, shut that person's video down, is just, again, completely insane. It's shit that I never can understand, especially when it comes to some of the most popular games and how you can treat your community. If I was Rockstar, if I was Take-Two, I'd be fostering this community, especially for the year that GTA 6 will not appear on PC. I'd be fostering this. I'd be pushing these people into creating more mods, integrating that possibly into online or through 5M. I'd be doing a million things to foster this community. Because ultimately, with mod support, it keeps the entire franchise even more alive than Rockstar could have done. GTA 5, in my opinion, would probably not have been as popular as it is right now if it wasn't for mods like 5M, which basically have overtaken Twitch viewership in terms of this game. I would argue there's more people playing GTA 5M and streaming that and sharing that content than there are actual GTA Online players streaming that around on PC. If Rockstar would just get their head out of their ass, if Take-Two would just get their lawyers called off, this stuff could have probably been more supported, and this could have easily been another cause of celebration for the community. But it's not. So ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and show some support to Dark Space. I know that after a copyright strike, it definitely sucks in the community to be looking at your channel with such a fucking knife stab through it. But so show your support, show your love. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.